sometimes Ollie gets a case that doesn't end up being private eye work exactly, but it is solving a mystery. This case was like that. The person said, I'm having this weird scratching noise in my ceiling, and I can't figure out what it is. So Ollie came over. So it happens, I hear it mostly in this middle bedroom. And yeah, there's this like scratching noise up in the ceiling. And I'm worried that something or somebody is up there. It creeps me out. And I said, all right, well, I can get up there and take a look, I guess. I said, yeah, there's an access over here by the bathroom. I said, all right, let me get my flashlight and I'll go see what we see. So Ollie went up through the skylight. And up there, it wasn't a lot of room for a person to move around, but it was plenty for an octopus. So Ollie crawled toward, the middle of the house. The house was kind of divided into two sections. There was a back section and a front section. And the middle bedroom was...
right between the two.
Well, no, it was right on the sort of the back end, but of the front section. So Ollie made his way through... There's sort of an archway between the two sections. And he made his way through the archway carrying his flashlight. And he brought a taser, too, just in case it was where he needed to defend himself. But he didn't expect to... A taser, yeah.
What is one of those?
It's a device that you use to give somebody or something an electric shock. It's like a non-lethal weapon. So he made his way through, and he had his flashlight. It was a good flashlight. And it was pretty clear up front, up in the attic, rather. There's a little bit of insulation down between the joists. But, it wasn't thick and it wasn't dusty. So I looked around with the flashlight, and he didn't see anything. So he looked around on top of the bedroom, kind of expecting to find, mouse droppings or something, but he didn't. So that's a little weird. He did notice a cable coming through the roof, though. Other than that, the electrical wiring, came through the ceiling and, went up around and then down to a passageway down to the basement. And there are some old gas pipes up there, although they were no longer hooked up, Ollie was told. Also, you need to stop fidgeting around it. You need to lie still.
But my finger hurts, and I'm trying to make it not hurt.
Well, that doesn't involve shaking the entire bed.
It does.
Elsa, it does not. It's a finger. Anyway. So Ollie searched around in the whole attic, and he really couldn't see anything. He looked over where the wires went down to the basement, but that was a pretty small hole. I mean, mice and even rats can fit through much smaller holes than you would think they could, but it didn't seem likely that they would have, gone hiding in that hole. Just to be sure anyway, Ollie shined the flashlight down the hole and looked as best he could. Didn't see anything. Then he came out and went down to the basement and saw where the cables came out down in the basement, and just went just in the boiler room. It wasn't really a place that a mouse could hide exactly, unless there was some other secret passageway midway through. So I said, I didn't see anything while I was up there. But then right as he came down to say that, Ollie heard the noise too. Little scratchy, scratch, 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 scratch. I said, that's it. That's the noise. So Ollie rushed back up there to see what he could see. but he didn't see anything. So I came back down. I said, yeah, it kind of stopped when you were rushing up there. Maybe we hang out here for a few more minutes, it'll happen again. I said, here, I have a walkie-talkie. So you take one, I'll take the other. I'll go up there. And we'll hang out for a few minutes. And you radio if you hear the scratching noise. So I went back up into the attic and waited. After a few minutes, the guy radioed, I hear the noise, it's happening now. Do you see anything? I looked around. There was definitely no person up there. I didn't see an animal. And then he saw that wire from earlier that came down from the roof was wiggling a little bit. And I thought, I think I need to go up on this roof. So I said, I need to get up on your roof to check something out. I said, oh yeah, sure. I mean, especially for someone as good at climbing as you are, it shouldn't be hard. You can just go out the back window and go up from there. So that's what I did. And he went up there. And he found about the right spot. And there was like a satellite dish up there. And you could see the cable going down through the roof from the satellite dish, probably going to some old television equipment. And I watched it as a big wind came gusting by, and it made the whole satellite dish bounce back and forth, waving in the wind. And you could see the cable that poked that into the through the roof, wiggling along with it. And I said, oh, it's just that. So I went back down. I said, okay, I've got good news. No ghosts, no burglars, no animals. Your wiggling noise is just a cable coming from the satellite dish on the roof. As the wind blows the satellite dish, it pulls on the cable. The cable's scratching against the floor, against the ceiling, or possibly the joist. This is a satellite dish. I don't have any satellite service of any kind. I said, perfect. In that case, it's an easy problem to fix. We'll just cut the cable. Take the satellite dish off. I said, perfect. Can you do that? I mean, I know that that's like a contractor thing and you're a private eye, but I said, sure, whatever, I'm here. As long as you want to pay my hourly rate, I don't mind fixing this problem for you in addition to figuring it out. So, they got a wire snippers. They snipped the wire and pulled the wire through. And Ollie detached the satellite dish and passed it down. He used the wire to lower it down to the guy. And the guy ran into the hardware store and got some hardcore roofing caulk. And I put that on there for him. And I said, all right, well, if you hear the scratching noise again, call me back. But I think it's good we got rid of that satellite dish in any case. If it was wiggling as it went through blowing in the breeze, then it was probably letting some water in too. A week later, Ollie got a call. The guy said, hey, I just want to let you know, it's been a week and I haven't heard that scratching noise again. I'm really relieved. I didn't want to be dealing with some people or some animals up in my attic. And I said, sure, glad to have helped. And that was the case of the Scritchy Scratchy.